Pretty Young and Getting Into It podcast with your host, it's Shay Girl. So let's get inspired, motivated, and tap in for what's in store.
Hey y'all, it's Shay Girl, aka Jalen Beauty. I am here with the podcast Pretty Young and Getting Into It. So I have my bestie Rose with me, and I'm so happy that she could join me. So Rose, introduce yourself, special guest.
Okay, my name is Rose. As you know, I am an FIU student, just like Shay here. Shay also has a busy schedule. I would just want to mention that. She is working here at Ratcliffe, which is a beautiful, very artistic place that helps you with your startups. This is my first semester at FIU. I just transferred from Broward College, and I'm studying biomedical engineering. And right now, I'm getting a feel for the university, and I plan to join any internship that I can down the line.
I'm just so happy that you're here. And Rose is like my bestie. Like, we met in Broward College. And so she was a tutor there, and I was like literally struggling in calculus. It was business calculus, and I literally met her in tears. That's crazy, but that's for another podcast episode. I'll explain how we really met. But it's like our dynamics is like hot and cold, but it goes together.
It does. It really does.
No, it really does. I'm just so happy I got her on the podcast because our topic for today is literally procrastination. We all procrastinate as college students, and it's annoying.
You know you do.
I do it. It's really annoying. Like, especially when you have papers due, especially when you have things you need to do personally, or you're just trying to do your own personal projects.
If you're a full-time student, I want to ask, how do you do it? You must be so organized.
I don't know. Especially if you work and you're a full-time student.
Yeah.
Oh, that gives me anxiety already.
It does. For me too.
There's good types of procrastination, and there's definitely bad types of procrastination. But I feel like when we hear procrastination, it's like a negative word.
Oh, yeah.
For me, procrastination, it goes both ways. It's positive in the fact where certain people can't do tasks early.
Why don't we continue defining that, what we mean by procrastination when we're talking about it in this episode?
Yeah, I think procrastination is like when you're putting things off that you need to do or you want to do.
Even though you have time for it?
Yeah, but there's good procrastination and there's bad procrastination. Like, for me, sometimes procrastination is good for me, and I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
I will stress, and my anxiety will be like, just in different levels. It's like a roller coaster through that whole week when I have like a presentation to do, right? But when I leave that presentation for like maybe a day later or 2 days later or something like that, my mind starts flowing. Oh, we can do this idea. Like, I have more ideas.
So you feel like you're at a better headspace.
Yeah. Instead of anticipating like, oh my God, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? And I'm like, that day I'm calm. I feel like, oh, okay, I can just do this and do that. And I feel better. But some people, like, if they don't know that about themselves, they're panicking or thinking 2 weeks in advance of, oh, what can I do? What's going on here? So what type of procrastinator do you feel like? Do you feel like, oh, if I leave things off to not until like the last minute, but like a day later or 2 days later, or that week later, do you feel like you feel better, or do you need to do things organized in advance?
First of all, I am nowhere near organized. I am very much working towards that. I like to do things by like what I want to do in the moment. If you were to ask me if I had any hobbies, I don't. I just feel like doing whatever I want to do in the moment. But like, going back to the topic,
yes,
the
Rose
type of procrastinator.
Is a free spirit. You're a free spirit.
I think that is more stress free for sure. Yeah, going back to the topic, the type of procrastinator that I am usually involves like easier tasks. So like I would prioritize And I'm trying to improve that because it's probably not the best prioritization. I would prioritize easy tasks to get done first, or tasks that take a shorter time to do. And also, of course, if the deadline is really close, I will prioritize that as well. But for projects that length are supposed to be lengthened out,
like 4 months.
I think we all have that. Well, a lot of us college students have that issue where we kind of struggle with time management because we have a lot of other things going on with our college life.
Yeah, and I think that time management, I'm so happy you brought that up. It kind of plays hand in hand. Like,
Oh yeah.
some people need certain things to make life better for them. So, like, I'll tell you something for me where simple things really help. For me, simple things really help. So, like, a rolling book bag, that really helped me, like, in college, because I'm looking around these books and, like, these things I need or what I think I need. And I'm literally, like, struggling. I'm tired. I'm literally carrying my book bag up the bus. It's frustrating for me. It was.
Okay, that's good.
And so I would recommend you get, like, small things that you're like, oh, this is going to make more time for myself. This is easier on my back. This is easier on me. Granted, like, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Like, in college, like, you don't really have books that you're carrying. Like textbooks is literally on your laptop, computer. And plus,
those are bulky too. Heavy to carry.
And do not, and I'll give you some advice. Do not get books unless your teacher tells you to get books. Because more times than not, your teacher's not going to tell you to get a book. Or it's going to be, like, online. You can get it free or something like that. So wait until your teacher tells you to get the book, because she might not even use books.
Yeah, and
at all.
I think the deadline for and you can correct me if I'm wrong, for the Panther book pack is like 2 weeks into the semester.
Yeah.
So you would have time to figure out or ask your professors if you need the textbook or not.
Yeah, and I think that the Panther book it's my first semester, but I didn't really need to get it this semester, like, honestly, because, like, my teacher gave us, like, printouts of what we needed to do. It was, like, so it's kind of like I wasted money. Sometimes, like, it could work for someone else, but it just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
So, because my teacher printed out everything. We didn't need anything. So, yeah, it just worked out that way. Yeah, back to time management. Kind of look for things that, okay, this takes a long time, but is there a tool that can make this easier for me? Like,
yeah, and that looks different for everyone.
Yeah. Honestly,
sometimes it helps for me to do, like, gamify it, like time myself and see how much I'm able to get something done. If I feel like I'm in the headspace to be productive, I would time myself and see what is the greatest amount of things that I can get done in this session. And when I say amount of things I can get done, I'm not talking about, like, finishing a project. I'm talking about the little steps that you take to make progress within that task. If you think of it like an overall, I personally find that if I think of it like an overall task to do, like, finish this, I'm just not going to feel motivated in, like, the progress that I've made. Yeah. So it's always helpful to break things down in little tasks.
Rose makes a great point. If you can break things down in little tasks instead of doing a lump sum, that can help you with time management. Also, if you can literally just, like, make a schedule. Sometimes the schedule doesn't work for everyone, but if you can make a schedule and, like, kind of write things out, what you do during the day, you will find that you have a lot of time. And some people are like, oh, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. Girl, I'm gonna tell you a secret. We all have some time. Like, we all have some time to call someone back. We all have some time. We just want that time to ourselves to sleep sometimes, and we don't want to be rude. We all have some time. Literally, when Rose doesn't answer my phone calls, I know what happened. She's like, "Ooh, girl, I don't feel like talking to Shay today. I want to go to sleep." See, exactly. She doesn't deny it.
I don't deny it because that is how I do feel sometimes with other people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
See, proof. I just wanted to say that to see if she would deny it. But like, no, seriously, like sometimes just make that schedule and like see what you do in a day and try to cut some stuff out, because I did that for when I was getting my associate's degree in my last semester, and it really helped, like to see like what I need to do. I did study habits and stuff like that. So I would say get a schedule together of what you do in the day, cut some things out that is filling your time, because certain things are not important. They're just time fillers.
I have a hard time wrapping my head around like how much time I have in a day, and I don't mean like, oh, the day is very short, or oh, the day is very long. I just mean like wrapping my mind around like how long am I doing this task for, or how long am I going to do the chores for, how long am I going to watch TV for, how long am I going to read this book for. I have a hard time wrapping my head around that, because I don't know, I just feel if I plan out my routine, I'm not going to stick to it, because I kind of seek like,
I know you like kind of branch out, right?
yeah,
and that's okay. Like, I'm just asking you to kind of write it down. Like, you don't have to be like, oh my God, it's 7:30. I have to be up. I have to cook breakfast at 8:30. Like, you don't have to do all of that. It's just you write down what you do, and then like kind of certain things that don't serve you in your life, and it's just kind of sucking the energy out of you. Like, and that could be like certain people, that could be certain friends, that could be anything. And or it could even be a class, a teacher, whatever it is, and you just feel like you just don't have the time. You have to make the time. Like, literally, you have to look inside yourself. What do I do during these days, and how can I make this better where I have more time?
okay,
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm not saying you're going to stick to the schedule. I'm just saying like, try, like, okay, I can do this that day. Try little by little.
Little by little, yeah.
Because obviously, if you make a whole schedule out,
yeah,
you say, I'm going to go to the gym by 7:30. I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. and like literally prepare for this. I will sleep through all my alarms. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that.
Agreed.
So yeah, it's just one of those things. And I think with college students, it's just, I feel like we do certain things alone, or we feel like we're the only ones going through the problem. Like, nobody else is going through this problem but us.
Or we don't want to feel stupid if we seek out for help.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking for experience.
No, and I get that. Like, sometimes teachers, or I'm not putting blame on teachers. No, that's not what I'm doing. But sometimes it could be teachers or certain people or friends or family that can make you feel like that, where you're like, if I ask them for help, I might get made fun of. I might, it might not be a great interaction. And sometimes you get scared of that, and you're afraid. Girl, don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask them, even if you feel like they are the dumbest questions. Guess what? At least you'll know now.
And there are plenty of nice resources that I have yet to use, but these different organizations like Healthy Living Program, they're constantly promoting their services. They have like therapy, aromatherapy.
Don't they have massages too?
Massages.
Girl, go get you a massage.
They also have life coaching and also sex education.
Yeah, and then they have
testing.
mentorship.
Mentorship. Yeah, there are a lot of different resources, and it's not just the Healthy Living Program.
Yeah, and I think certain people, especially freshmen, when they get to FIU, they have to like bump their head and like be like, oh my God, where's the testing center? Where's the tutoring center? Where's, oh my God, I need help in this subject. And it just seems like it's like when you first get there, everything is so overwhelming. Like, I'm telling you, Rose, I can be honest with you. And like, Rose is my witness to this. I was so overwhelmed when I first got to FIU. Like, it was crazy. And I was so happy that I knew Rose. Like, she was the only person I knew.
I was also happy I knew Shay.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where I was like, oh my God, I felt so, like, it was like I felt so outside my comfort zone where it was like to an extreme for me. Because I was like, I'm meeting new people. I don't mind doing that. I'm in a new environment. I went to community college. Now I'm going to a university. It's just like there was so many things being thrown at me, including the kitchen sink. And it was just too heavy. And literally the thing that fell was statistics. That was the kitchen sink. But everything else went well though. All my classes, I did good, but statistics was, ooh. Saying this like this is in the past, like we're not done with the semester.
Yeah.
It was the kitchen sink with statistics. I literally dropped the ball on that. And I mean, I tried my best.
You did try your best.
And I went to tutoring. I was tutoring with Rose. I was trying to figure out what buildings I needed to go to. It was very confusing. Girl, this is how you know the university is big. I needed a GPS.
Oh.
To know where I was going.
Period. Yeah, like, oh my gosh, the first month, I was looking around each corner and already like, I had a, like, you know how you have I don't know, I don't remember what they're called. It's called, but like, I think mind mapping, like when you go to an environment, or like when you drive and you know the certain route that you're taking, you kind of have like an internal compass. It took me a month to get my internal compass calibrated. Like every corner I turned, it just shook up my campus. I didn't know what or where I was, like left or right standing, like which way is this way, which way is the Graham Center, like which way is the library, even though the library was right there.
Oh my God. And then like it was just insane. And like you're doing this all alone. And you're trying to figure out your way. And it's so difficult when you don't have a friend. So that's why I was like, I'm so happy I had Rose. And also, I was so happy that I found out literally there is something called freebie. It is when a Tesla picks you up and takes you where you need to go on the campus. It's the fact that you need a freebie to take you to different spots because the walk is so long. It's crazy.
Unless you want to develop your calves.
Oh, girl, no. No. I was not about that walk life that first week. But now I have a rolling book bag that made it easier where I think it wasn't about the walking. I think it was like carrying my stuff and like my lunch, like certain things. Man.
I feel like a nomad sometimes. Yeah, I also bring my own lunch.
Yeah, it was just really difficult. Just kind of everything was such a new experience. Like it really went crazy, like fast for me, like the school year, because I got a job my third day at school. It just was insane. Like I literally got a job my third day, and not just one job. I got 4 job offers. So it was just insane. I felt like everything was going so fast. I was in school while I was trying to do the job process, and do not get me started about the job process because it literally took me 3 months to get a job, get the job that I wanted. It was insane, honestly.
You reminded me, procrastination, that I need to get myself on the system because I also want a job on this campus. And if I don't get that started, I'm going to be waiting as long as Shay has been
in Moses' years. That's when I got the job. And then, like, my job is going to end in 2 weeks. So now I have to do the process all over again.
Really? But it'll be quicker this time.
Yeah, it'll be quicker. They'll just send, like, the job offer and that's it. Cool. But I just didn't have a profile and I'm so new to the campus. So, like, girl, I had, like, a lot going on. Like, I was volunteering. I just had a lot going on for myself. Rose, I have a question for you. What do you feel was the hardest process about acclimating to this college?
I was gonna say commuting, but like I really do appreciate the system that they have going on with the every 30-minute bus. What I found difficult.
Yeah, what was like, oh my God, this is the hardest thing coming here? Or it was just like, it could have been draining. It could have just been an assignment. It could have been anything like
Oh, okay.
people. What was the hardest thing coming to FIU that you found like, oh, this is really difficult for me?
I liked the stimulation of everything, but I also found it a bit like overwhelming.
Yeah.
As expected, coming from a smaller college, and I told my therapist that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So you would say like it was just going into a new environment, you would say?
having many choices.
What
Like,
does that mean?
Like having many choices, it just felt like a lot of things were going on, you know. Like
Oh,
I think
gotcha.
when I was seeing like how many different organizations there are, and
Meaning as far as clubs or like as far
as organizations and clubs, yeah,
Oh, gotcha.
yeah,
No, I understand. We have a lot of clubs here.
and of course like university classes are harder,
Yes. They don't play.
but that doesn't stop me from looking on Rate My Professor and seeing who would be an easier professor to take.
Yeah. I appreciate the kids that go on Rate My Professor and talk about y'all.
Yeah, they don't even need to do that, but they do it.
They don't. But I really do. Like, when you go on Rate My Professor, it's interesting. It's like a rabbit hole. We won't dive in that today because it's a rabbit hole. Let me ask you something else, Rose.
Yep, it's good.
Being like a FIU student, how would you feel if you moved on campus? Are you looking forward to something like that?
Currently, I feel very comfortable with my living situation with my parents. I kind of like, I live with island parents. Like they're quite strict, so you can kind of imagine that growing up and them wanting to feel like close to you so that they don't feel worried. So yeah, I'm dealing with that, but also despite that, I hope to one day live on campus for a semester. Yeah. I already told my mother that. She wasn't fond of it.
Yeah, my grandma either.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, my grandma was like, what? Oh, no. What you mean you gonna move away from me, baby? No. Like, she was so in such, like, when I told her, she was like, oh, my God, how long do I have left? And I was like, Grandma.
What?
I was like, Grandma, I'm just moving, like, literally 15 minutes away from the house. Let me tell you something. My grandma had a whole attitude until I told her, hey, let's just go to Bayview and have, like, a tour. And so we went to Bayview and had a tour. My grandma had an attitude when we got there. When we stepped in the door, the guy was so nice to her and so accommodating, got her chips and like a coffee cup, and my grandma likes coffee. So he showed her the pool, the gym, the laundry room. Then we went to my room and saw the famous Biscayne Wow view. And it was beautiful. Like, we saw boats and they're showing us everything in the apartment. My grandma was like, oh my God, this is crazy. This looks better than our home. Like, oh my God, when are you moving? Like, oh my God, what day? Like, oh, so now you're trying to push me out? Like, oh my goodness. But she's happy. I think she's going to be there a lot. I think once she saw, okay, different can be better. I think she didn't know what I was moving into. You know how certain dorms are like closets? Because I previously told her a story where I went to visit my friend on the main campus at Parkview, and literally the toilet seat broke when I went to use it. It was like, I was just like, oh my God, like, what is going on here? Like, I did not want to move there anymore. Like, I was just, because I didn't want to move there anymore. The room was super small and tiny, but at Bayview, at FIU, perfect. But
Biscayne,
it was just, I would not move to the Southwest campus to Parkview because of that. That was just, that was like a toilet broke, the toilet seat. Oh no. So I was done, girl. After that, I told my friend, oh, okay, I'll see you later, because one, I was kind of mad. Two, I just was like, let me get out of this environment as soon as possible. So yeah, Parkview is over. I was done after I fell almost in the toilet. It was not great. Oof. I will be moving to Bayview pretty soon. But Rose, what's something this year that you want to do at FIU that you're like, oh yeah, this is what I did, or like something exciting that you look forward in doing in the school year?
Get a job.
Get a job? That's something. Well, what kind of job would you like to get?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure yet. Like, job that I actually like, or at least the environment.
Yeah.
That I like. Like, your work has a nice environment. I imagine like you look forward every day to coming into here.
Like, I love my job. My boss, his name is Yazik. He's the leader of the incubator. And literally, I'm just really excited. Like, Yazik has been like a great boss so far. Mm-hmm. He's like, you don't hate me yet? And I'm like, am I supposed to? I hope not. So for the first 2 weeks, Yazik, you have nailed it. It's been amazing. But I would say for your next job at FIU, the advice I would give you is just go in there and just do it. Like, because they're going to love you. Mm-hmm. That's it. You got this.
Thank you.
Look inside the camera's eyes. Whoever's going to be Rose's employer, she needs at least $15 an hour. I think that's reasonable, right? $15. We're going to negotiate. Yeah. She is perfect. She will work hard for that money.
I will.
Exactly. So we need benefits. So make sure she has all that. And, you know, we will be on the podcast to see how that goes. We will expose you. So I'm just joking. Like, do you think you'll do tutoring again? I'm very curious about that.
Not with an employer in the near future.
Okay. So not professionally.
Professionally, it depends on your definition of professional. If you mean like loosely possibly taking gigs from self-employed wise, then yeah, I would be interested in doing that.
Yeah, but not just like being an FIU tutor.
Yeah.
Okay, just like regularly just doing math and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen what is to offer in that realm, and it's been actually pretty good. Like, I enjoy tutoring and stuff, but I just feel like it's something I can do off and branch off on my own.
Yeah, like, what's some of the jobs you're looking forward to? Because they have quite a few. Like restaurants, work with kids. Do you want to work kind of at the incubator? What's something that you want to do?
Oh, I do like working with kids. I like mentor as well, depending on what it is.
Okay.
And you mentioned restaurants.
Yeah. I
kind of do want to try restaurants. Yeah, but I'm also looking for paid internships. Yeah, I'm in the unemployed pool.
I'm in the unemployed pool, and I'm looking for work. Yes. So please, if you see this podcast, or if you have anything that you want to add or say to Rose, or give her some advice about FIU or internships, please do that. Like, comment below. I'm going to put this on pretty much, this episode's going to be on Spotify, YouTube. I'm going to put it on Radcliffe, like a clip of it on Radcliffe Instagram. It will be at my Instagram at Jalen Beauty, and I will also tag Rose as well. So yeah, I'm very excited that you could be on the podcast with me. How did you feel?
It felt like a decent conversation.
Yeah, like we're just at home and just like kind of chilling, right? Yeah, I believe so. So I hope you join us back. I'm so excited, my love. Now, like, give me a hug. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy like you could make it.